Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Combo here. Welcome back to some more Black Ops 2 Wii U footage. Today I'm actually bringing you guys another nuclear gameplay here on Plaza. I'll be using the FAL in this gameplay, and later on I'll pick up some other weapons during my nuclear streak. But I think this is actually one of my first, I think maybe my second nuclear medal in team deathmatch. It's a pretty tough thing to do because it does take a little bit of time to get the nuclear medal, and obviously there's only 75 kills to go around, so you have to kind of dominate, I guess, your team. You have to kind of hog all the kills, if you will. It's pretty tough to do in team deathmatch, but hope you guys do enjoy the gameplay regardless. And in this gameplay you also see me aim for the head a lot. I do get a lot of headshots, and it's quite funny actually, because a lot of people ask me for tips on how to get headshots, you know, how to get the 100 headshots for each gun so you can, you know, do the challenges and get the gun in gold and all that kind of stuff. And the biggest tip I can give for you guys, and I know it sounds stupid, but the biggest tip I can give to you guys is just to aim for the head. You'll see in this gameplay what I mean. Normally I wouldn't really just aim for their head. You know, when I get in a gunfight, I just kind of aim for more for their body or their chest or something like that, because it's probably where the target's the biggest. But if you aim for their head, if you just take that extra split second and, you know, think it out and kind of just move your cursor up a little bit when you're aiming at the guy, it does turn out to help you out a lot more when you're trying to get headshots. So that's my probably #1 tip for that. I do get a lot of headshots in this gameplay, like I said, but the main point of this commentary is I just wanted to talk a little bit about building up the higher kill streak, or going for the nuclear medals or the relentless medals and all that kind of stuff in team deathmatch. I actually got a few messages I think last week about getting that final relentless challenge in the team deathmatch game type challenges for the player card. I think to get the team deathmatch player card you have to get a 20 kill streak in team deathmatch, which is pretty difficult. I've done it a lot of times, but I can understand, you know, it's pretty difficult to get that relentless medal. And as well as that, there's been a few messages in my inbox recently as the best way and the best class to get a nuclear title, you know, the nuclear emblem and all that kind of stuff. I personally got my first nuclear in a free-for-all, so you might want to start out there. If you know how the spawns work in free-for-all, you can pretty much just get a little bit lucky and you can just take out the spawn pretty much the whole game. And I was just using UAVs, so you know, you could just easily kind of do that. But that was where my first nuclear medal was. If you want to go something, you know, less, I guess, or less hard, less difficult, I would probably go with like a domination, maybe a demolition or something like that. Hardpoint or headquarters are probably the easiest game types to get it in. Because those game types are long, you know, they're strategic, and they're pretty much set spawns, or you can tell where the spawns are going to be easier than in team deathmatch. So in team deathmatch I would not recommend going for a nuclear medal if you're trying to get the player title. And as for a class, let me start off with that. It really doesn't matter which gun you use. As you can see here, the FAL is not really my ideal gun. It's not a bad gun, don't get me wrong. It's actually one of the better guns in the game, I think, in my opinion. Not too many people use it though, on the Wii U version at least, but it's definitely not the gun I would go with if I'm trying to get a nuclear. I would probably go with one of these submachine guns, probably the MSMC or the PDW. Obviously they're the easiest guns in the game to use. Or maybe even go with one of the easier assault rifles to use, like the AN-94, something along those lines. I would rather go with than to use, you know, the FAL to go for the nuclear title if I was trying to get that still. But I would just say use your favorite gun. Use the gun that you're most comfortable with, the gun that you can aim easiest, the gun that you play best with. And you know, just kind of mess around with that class. You know, put on a few different attachments, try things out, and you kind of work on from there. I think if you get good enough at using the gun, you'll eventually get it. And that's pretty much it for the class. But there's a lot of other things that people ask, like the best strategy for going for the nuclear title. In my opinion, you just have to know the spawns. If you're playing, like I said, it depends what game type you're playing, but if you're playing like a free-for-all, you kind of have to pay attention to the kill feed a little bit more. And these are kind of the things I do subconsciously now, because I've been playing Call of Duty for years now. I kind of have taken these things into my mind and kind of you do them subconsciously now. But what I kind of do is I notice the kill feed, I notice where I'm at on the map, and I know the spawns. And if you can do that, you can pretty much tell where the enemies are going to spawn. Like I said, if you're playing free-for-all, you can know the spawns there. People will literally spawn 10 feet away from you in free for all. So you got to know the spawns, you got to know where they're at. But as well as that, you know, if you're a strong team deathmatch player and you feel like you know the spawns in there as well, you can kind of control the map that way. And you'll see me kind of do that in this gameplay. If obviously you see your green enemy triangles on the mini-map, you know that the enemies are probably not going to be over there. So you can get a general idea about where the enemies are going to be just based on where your team is. And another thing that really helps me out too when I'm playing Call of Duty is where my teammates are spawning. You know, if my teammate dies behind me and he spawns on the other side of the map, I know that there's a few enemies around me, and I know that I'm probably in a bad situation. So you just kind of have to know where your teammates are spawning, you have to know where your team's located, and you kind of have to take that all into account. And as well as that, you kind of want to just get an idea of, you know, how the spawns work, you know, when they flip, when they kind of just change, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, it comes with time. I've been playing Call of Duty for so long now. I know the spawns, especially in this game. If you're a domination player or something like that, definitely play domination. It's easier to understand the spawns in there because it's based off the flags that you have captured. So, like I said, just use the gun you're most comfortable with and play the game type that you're most comfortable with as well. But if you are going to play an objective game type, I would recommend rolling with 1 or 2 of your friends or clanmates or whatever, just so that they can help you control the spawns easier and help you win the game a little bit easier. But that's pretty much it for the game types. And lastly, just one more tip regarding score streaks. It is all up to you about what score streaks you use. I personally use the lower score streaks. The UAV is definitely something I always use because I rarely find that my team uses UAVs. So having that constant UAV up is definitely helpful in obtaining your nuclear medal. As well as that, I use the counter UAV a lot. It's not really necessary unless you're playing against good players, I guess, who look at their minimap a lot, but regardless, it's all up to you about what score streaks you use. Like I said, probably the most useful is the UAV, counter UAV, and something else that's pretty low. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. I'll see you guys later.